Hi, everybody. Welcome to Quickie with Ms. B. I'm Ms. B. Today is Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. Well, this week we're talking about those awkward encounters. If you missed the episode from yesterday, please go back and check it out. And if you're not sure where to check us out, here's a few places that you can find us. Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, CastBox, Amazon Alexa, and TuneIn are just to name a few. So
you know what?
For joining us.
I got to get you to get this one right. All right. I watched somebody lose $10,000 for saying what you just said.
What?
They said, so whenever you want to talk through Amazon, you say, hey. And the lady went, hey, Alexis. And they went, eh.
Did I say Alexis?
Yeah, it's Alexa.
Alexis is the car.
Amazon Alexis. No, not quite. It's Alexa. That's like all of a sudden people start walking up to you going, what's up? What's up, Chrissy? And you go, you can call me Chris if you're my friend, or you can call me Christine, but my name's not Chrissy. Okay, Chrissy.
Christy, no Christy. No. Just saying.
Alexa. Amazon Alexa. So.
Cars on the brain today. Okay.
Awkward encounters where this time?
Today we're going to be talking about the awkward encounters at the restaurants.
Everyone's gonna frown on me for mine. Okay, they're gonna think I'm a little unnecessary, but I don't. The one that strikes my brain the most, is this couple that have these 3 kids. And this couple that was there, they are like the entire world and us are here together because this planet is our playground. And they know everybody and they love everybody. So therefore, we're all friendly. Now, I've never met them before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, we're best friends. So I'm sitting down. They go, hi, I guess we're neighbors, right? I'm like,
neighbors?
They're at the table next to us.
Oh, okay.
And we sit down. They're like, oh, hi. Oh, I guess we're neighbors. And I'm like, oh, God.
I can already see how this is going to go down. All right.
This isn't going to be a great experience for me.
Nope.
So they get their food.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. They haven't shut up now. And then when the food comes, I'm like, oh, wow. Last I knew, it was a lot more difficult to continue talking incessantly when you're putting things in your mouth. Hopefully that's the case for these people, especially her, the mom. Yeah. She just won't stop.
Oh, there's one in every group.
But they start eating and she goes, oh, hold on one second. I just hear her say, oh, hold on one second. Christine, she leans over me. Christine, she leaned over me all the way across the table. And goes, I'm just going to need a couple of these, a couple more of these. Here, I'll get a couple more so I don't have to bother you anymore. And I'm just looking. She's just cleaned out the sugars. She takes like 2 or 3 sugars and goes, you know what? I'm just going to get a couple more so I don't have to bother you anymore. And now I don't want any sugar, but if I had wanted any, now there is none there because it's like 6 packs of regular and 6 packs of the pink stuff and that little tiny square thing. Yeah, she took all of it.
Rude party of one.
So I'm like, so now John has a small problem with anger. Some people might say. I don't think I have a small problem with anger. I think people do things to me that cause me to become angry. Now, I'm not a run around and punch everybody kind of person, but when you literally lean over me and actually touch your frontal area on my head as you're pushing down to grab all the sugar there is, okay, I'm angered.
She's just invaded your space and then took all of the sugar on top of it.
Yeah.
So she's rude and she's invaded your space.
So I see they've got water there, okay? And there's a guy that walks over and he goes to fill up the waters, and she goes, "That's an extra one." As soon as the words came out of her mouth, "That's an extra one," the plan was inserted into my brain immediately. So as soon as that guy walked away, I went, "Oh, sorry to bother you," and I grabbed the extra one. I took a big sip off and went, "Oh, that's water. I thought it was 7-Up. Sorry, here." I put it back down and walked over my...
I'm laughing because if there's anybody out there that doubts that you didn't do that, they don't know you very well.
And I'm just sitting there. I lean back in my chair, and I'm just looking over going, "Ball's in your court now." And guess what happened? Everybody got quiet. And they did what they were supposed to do. Whisper about me. Thank you. Whisper. Tell the kids not to look at that. Look at the mean guy. No.
Don't look at the crazy mean guy.
Don't make eye contact. He's crazy. That's like, you're teaching the kids that as you walked over and leaned. I mean, she put her front side on the back of my head. Leaned over, took 3 sugars and went, "You know what? I'll just get a few extra so I don't have to bother you." It's like...
Her tatas touched your head.
They were pressing my head down.
I have no words.
Yes, I was angry. I wanted to make sure she got the point, but I didn't want to be the one who, once again, stands up and says, "Sit down, shut up, and don't bother when I'm eating." I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. So the moment that guy went to fill up their water, it's just, "That's an extra one." I'm like, okay, there we are. I've got it right now. So I thought, I'm going to go over and help myself to her 7-Up. Oh my God, that's water. That's not 7-Up. So I spit it all over the table. And then I sat down. And then they went, and I went, "Wow, did it suddenly get quiet in here?" Well, it's about stinking time. Because until her food got here, it was like, "We're like, we should have brought cards. We could have played a game." It was like, oh, wow. All right.
And on that note, while John goes to anger management class, we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. Excuse me. I'm still laughing. Welcome back, everybody. I'm still laughing. John just got done with anger management class. We were discussing it. Anyways, welcome back. If you missed the first half of the episode, please go back and check that out. And check out the previous day, which was Monday. How this week we're talking about those awkward encounters. Yeah, so today we're talking specifically about the awkward encounters that you have in restaurants. So, I'll tell you this one was awkward and crazy for me. No, I had worked in a restaurant many years ago as a waitress, so I can appreciate all those people out there that are in the food service industry because, you work your butt off. Anyways, we went out to dinner, me and Sam and Eric, and we went to the steakhouse, the steak place, and because they wanted to have steak, and I'm like, okay. So we get our meal, and my steak isn't cooked the way that I like it to be cooked. So I'm like not going to make a big stink about it. I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to eat it and not worry about it because I don't want to send it back. Because to me, in my mind, from working in some of the places, they will do some pretty nasty things to your food. So the gal, she was a cute little gal. She comes over and she says, "Is everything okay?" And we're just like, "Yeah." And then Eric's like, well, no, she's not really happy about her steak. And she goes, well, do you want me to return it to the kitchen to cook it, a little bit more for you? I'm like, no, that's fine. She's like, no, really, it's no problem. I'm like, no, I don't really want to return it to the kitchen. She's like, really, it's not a problem. Like she's trying to get me. I said, listen, I don't want you to take my food and bring it to the kitchen because I don't know how it's going to come back or what's going to be done to it. I just point blank put it out there. And so she's standing there in that awkward moment, not knowing what to say or what to do. She's just kind of like standing there. And I think she's just like looking at me like, I can't believe that you said this.
Well,
the truth.
Well, there are. See, now there's a lot of people don't realize this. Is there's restaurants, okay, restaurants, share the food.
Yeah.
Then there's restaurants like Applebee's.
Right.
He's back there just going to work.
Yeah, and he doesn't really want to be there cooking the food in the first place.
Yeah,
so you're going to torque him off by returning it because you didn't like the way
I went to Cracker Barrel once. Cracker Barrel in Maine. They opened a Cracker Barrel in Maine. Now, granted, you already know Cracker Barrel in Maine. It's going to suck.
Yeah.
That's a southern place. You don't take a bunch of Yankees and go, so what we going to do? We're going to make country gravy. Gravy? What's gravy? Well, we're going to gravy. Gravy? No, gravy. What is that? So that person's making your food, okay? So I went up there, and it was the most, I couldn't believe the cluster.
Yeah.
And how it happened. Literally. Okay. First of all, for anybody out there listening, if you work in a restaurant and someone sends the steak back, make a new steak. Okay? Because if they cut the steak and it was raw inside, you got to remember, first somebody went and got the steak, then they went and they put it on the grill. Then it came off the grill and somebody put it on a plate. And then when there was an expediter who now touched it and got all the rest of the stuff on it, who then passed it off to a waitress who then carried it out to you, who have now touched it and cut it open.
It's contaminated.
You're going to now take it back, give it to a waitress who's going to carry it back, hand it to a cook who's going to take it off, and they put the same piece of meat back on the grill.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's where, now not all places do this, but some of the corporate places that are all about profitability, Applebee's, those places like that, they do. Well, they do it because you know how you know it? Because you get your steak back and go, that should be perfect. You go, wait a second. What do you mean? See, there was my steak was next to the eggs and it was next to the hash browns. And I noticed there's some egg on this steak. Well, yeah. So did you scrape the eggs and the hash browns off onto one plate, take the same exact steak and throw it on the grill again? They go, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So how many people have touched the steak now?
Mm-hmm.
And other people who are getting a steak, you threw this thing that's been handled by 5 people onto the grill again? I'm always amazed at that. But so Marty gets her stuff. She's not happy with it. And I'm like, okay, dude, I know it's not blood. And I do know it's not blood. But the reddish toned protein laden liquid, which is sobbed out all over the plate, okay, is making her nauseous. Right. And the worst part is the meat inside the center of the steak hasn't stringed. It's like it starts to make a strands when the meat starts to cook, okay? It can still be pink and it can still be red in the middle, but you can see that the meat's beginning to cook now. It was bluish red, which means it's raw.
Oh, gosh.
And now here's my favorite part. I said, dude, I put my finger on it. Feel that. He touched it. I said, that's not room temperature. He goes, no, that's cool to the touch. I said, that's because the center of the steak never even got warm. I'm looking at him with that slightly tipped down scowl and went, I think we're just going to do the whole thing again and start over. That's what he agrees to. Okay? Now they're going to make a whole new plate. They take her stuff away, and then they bring her out grits, and they bring her out pancakes, and they bring her out 2 eggs, all on the same plate. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. What was the point of that? That's why I put
Yeah.
my hand up, and he comes back and said, what was the point of this? He goes, what do you mean? You asked me to get you a new, or said, get me a new breakfast. I didn't ask you to bring out just eggs, just grits, and bring out pancakes. They were supposed to be on a separate plate, slam it all into one plate, go, eat that while you wait. He goes, I didn't say that. I said, well, that's the message I'm getting. I said, but now, I said, she starts to take a bite. She cuts the eggs and goes, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And as she starts to get a bite, I said, stop. She says, what do you mean? Put the fork down. I looked at him and said, you come here. I took her plate. I lifted up the eggs and said, is that the blood off the plate?
Oh my gosh, no.
Did you slide that same stuff onto a different plate? He looks at me and goes, well, I said, I told you to make it again. I said, go get your boss and start the check. He ate breakfast. I pointed to the little one. He ate breakfast. I'm not eating this, and she's not eating this. We're leaving. You guys obviously don't have any ability to do this job correctly. I was like, oh yeah. My word.
And it's just awkward at that point because, you know, you come in, you sit down, you're planning on having a meal, and then no, you're not having a meal anymore. Well,
those are some awkward. I'll tell you what, it is.
It's awkward.
And but you can't believe it. You're like, you did not. Did you?
That's pretty ballsy.
And they're looking at you like, that's the way. What do you mean that's the way you do it?
That's not the way that you're supposed to do it.
I can only imagine. I mean, so they took her pancakes were getting ready to come out.
Yeah.
You order those separately. So what they do? Slid the bloody eggs onto the pancake plate and put the grits on it too. Just scraped them off on the plate, and they're like, I'm not going to get a clean. And the worst part is they salvaged what they could off the meal originally. But they didn't realize that red liquid was on everything. It was on everything. Grits. It was, yeah. I'm like, you just went for it, huh? Oh wow. Yeah. And the manager was just standing there looking, going, I don't know what to say. I'm like, well, that's what I would figure. Because I said, remember this. I said, I'm going to leave you some parting words. He goes, okay. Now he's getting kind of cocky. when he said, I don't know what to say. I said, I imagined you wouldn't. You know, he's like, now he's kind of cocky. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll leave you with some parting words. He goes, okay. I said, this simple phrase pretty much sums up your ability in this facility to run it. I said, you see how it's going crazy? Everyone's going nuts. They're doing this type of stuff, contaminating food, bringing out horrifying food to people. He goes, well, I said, yeah, attitude reflects leadership. I said, they are you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a lovely day.
And on that note, we should have a lovely day.